All right, so this is a Phase 2 Stranglethorn Vale PvP dynamic PvP event leak that is making the rounds as of the last hour or so. Every streamer is talking about it. Every guild is talking about it. I think this was originally posted in someone's guild Discord. It was a screenshot that got posted in someone's guild Discord, and now it's getting leaked everywhere. Whether or not this is true, I have no idea. In fact, I would guess probably not, but it's worth talking about anyway because it might be true, and we'll see if the ideas are cool and or if they're totally lame. So the first thing that it says here, there's a new Atalai tribe reputation with unique rewards. Atalai troll, it's a troll tribe. Honorable kills cover you in blood, and a counter on your character increases, like the Mock Gra ears or enemy faction corpses are dropping vials of blood. If you pick up the blood and hand it in, you get reputation with the Atalai tribe, and you get XP. Up until level 40, at which point you stop getting XP and you get gold instead. So this makes sense because Egrind, about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, was talking about there being a new sort of XP gain functionalities that they're going to be adding to Phase 2. So if this ends up being true, what this means is that a new way to level up going into Phase 2 would be to just sit in Stranglethorn Vale all day, killing other players, picking up the blood and turning it in, and you get XP. How much XP? Is it a viable way to level or just a little bonus? I don't know, but this could make sense based off of what Egrin said about 2 weeks ago. This also says that PvP honor kills count towards the Blood Moon event ticker. We've heard about the Blood Moon because they showed that in the Phase 2 teaser video on Twitter about 2 weeks ago as well, a week and a half ago. What does the Blood Moon do? The Blood Moon event triggers when X amount of PvP-only kills have occurred. So PvPing triggers the Blood Moon trigger. PvE world bosses spawn when the Blood Moon occurs, and factions have to battle over who gets the kills. These are world bosses similar to Azargos and Kazakh. At various areas, they spawn at various areas or troll encampments throughout Stranglethorn Vale. The spawn points are not marked, but will have a number of random locations to prevent mass camping in fixed spawn points. So we all remember the world boss meta back in Vanilla WoW or Classic WoW a couple years ago. You would have people scouting the spawn points, and it was a really, really tedious, cumbersome thing. So now you know exactly when the boss is going to spawn because you have a ticker up top keeping track of when the Blood Moon is going to occur. But you don't know where the boss is going to spawn. It could be at a handful, plethora of different locations all around the zone. So if you're a very sweaty guild, a very tryhard guild, or a group of players, or a coalition of guilds, you would want to have a scout with maybe summoning alts at every single known spawn point. That's what this is going to mean. If you're on a sweaty server or there's a world boss coalition, that's what this is going to mean. When all sub-bosses are dead, an end boss spawns at Gurbashi Arena. So the Blood Moon triggers a bunch of sub-bosses all over the zone in random locations. And then after all of them are dead, an end boss spawns. Gurbashi Arena Skirmish Free-For-All is disabled until the end boss dies. So when the boss is in the arena, the free-for-all functionality of the Gurbashi Arena is paused. When the end boss dies, Skirmish Free-For-All is re-enabled. All boss kills grant 200 reputation each. So that probably means that all of the sub-bosses grant 200 rep, and then also the final boss grants 200 rep. I wonder if they're going to be dropping loot, blue items or epic items. I don't know, but they give rep with who? The Altalai tribe, which is going to have new unique rewards. Allegedly. When a faction kills the end boss, the Blood Moon ends, and then the cycle continues. You have to, go back to PvPing around the zone, and then you tick it up again. I wonder about how often there will be a Blood Moon. Is it going to be like once per hour or once every 6 hours? How long does it take to tick up the ticker? I don't know. Final point here. All players of the winning faction within STV gain 500 reputation and a zone-wide buff, Gaze of the Blood God, which grants 5% damage bonus increase and 20% run speed aura for 1 hour that persists on death. So even if you die, you still have the buff for 1 hour. Similar to the Plagueland Towers. Yeah, true, it's a 5% bonus, right? Only works in Stranglethorn Vale and is reset when the next Blood Moon begins. So there you go. So what this means is that Stranglethorn Vale is going to be a PvP hellhole not a hellhole. A PvP fun zone. It's going to be full of fun, even more so than normal. If this leak is true, and once again, who knows? Take it with a grain of salt. Could be true, could be not. This is going to turn STV into an absolute crazy PvP mayhem zone, because not only are people going to be leveling in the zone, but people are going to be corpse camping and killing other players all day for the Altalai blood. Hold up, does turning in the blood give you reputation, or only XP/gold at 40? If turning in the blood gives you reputation, and I don't think it says that it does, I kind of hope that it doesn't give you reputation, because if it does give you reputation, then you will just have people sitting out there corpse camping PvP. It's going to be so toxic. It'll be so toxic. So it sounds like the only way to get reputation is to PvP, get the blood, turn it in, trigger the blood moon, and then kill bosses. Killing bosses, it seems like the only way to get reputation with the new Altalai tribe, which will have unique rewards. What are the rewards? I don't know. You know what I would guess? It probably makes sense that there would be a mount. If you're exalted with the tribe, I would guess there will be a mount, because we're going to be level 40. Having a new sort of cosmetic mount would make sense, probably. I would expect there to be some type of PvP gear as well. We've already had some new PvP gear be added to the Warsan Gulch faction. It's like the critical strike reduction stuff, the helmet. So I bet there will be some more gear similar to that. But STV is going to be popping. That's what this means. STV is going to be popping. Oh, another question I brought up a moment ago is we don't know whether or not the bosses themselves that you summon during the Blood Moon event, are they going to be dropping gear, or are they only giving reputation? We don't know. Okay. So this is going to be crazy. I will tell you, if you're not a fan of PvP, you should probably stay out of STV. If you're not in the mood to PvP, you need to get out. This will be really cool. You make a 40-man raid group. You roll out with the boys. You're running around. You're ganking everyone in sight. There's gonna be a lot of 40-man death squads. Okay, that's guaranteed. In fact, you're going to be incentivized to be in a 40-man death squad. Well, actually, I'm curious. Do you think if you're in a 40-man raid and you kill a player of the opposite faction, do all 40 of you get a vial of blood, or does only one vial of blood drop and then only one person gets the vial? I don't know. I'm thinking of like Winterfall Echoes. You know, if you're super incentivized to be in a 40-man raid farming Winterfall Echoes, because if it drops, all of you get it, right? So how are they going to do loot distribution for the vial of blood? You might actually just want to be like a solo player, or in a small group of 3 or 4 or 5 people as opposed to a 50 people. If the vial of blood is based off of last hit, that's going to be super toxic. You're going to have people trying to snipe last hits and stuff like that. This could be very annoying. However they decide to implement this vial of blood loot distribution system, that could be really annoying. We got to see. In fact, I hope that they implement vial of blood in a way that disincentivizes 40-man raid groups. Don't you agree? I think that if you're rewarding people for just running around killing people in 40-man raid groups, I think that's actually not the best zone design. I think you want to incentivize people to be just like kind of solo and running around the zone solo or in small groups, having more like small scale PvP skirmishes. Which brings me to the next concern. STV is going to be so laggy. We have all been playing Classic WoW for a couple years now. The servers are not really that great at managing a lot of people in a very small area. And so if you have just hundreds or thousands of people running around STV doing all the world events and trying to PvP and also level on top of that, or trying to kill world bosses, like imagine a Blood Moon summons a world boss, the entire zone is lagging out to a halt. I mean, we already see this in Ashenvale. When people are trying to kill Ashenvale world bosses, it's super laggy. And so say you're a level 33 guy, you're just trying to do you're trying to do the Hemet Nezingwari quests, and there are world bosses spawning. You can't even level in the zone. You can't level because the zone is lagging so hard. Which makes me think that if this is true, I think having a longer build-up time for the Blood Moon is better than a shorter build-up time for the Blood Moon. Meaning, I don't think you should be able to have a Blood Moon like once every hour. I think you should have a Blood Moon like once every 4 or 5 hours. Don't you guys agree? Because if you have a blood moon every hour, if it's pretty quick to build up the blood moon points, it's really, really disruptive for just like normal leveling in the zone. It's really, really disruptive. It just completely shuts down anyone trying to level and play the game normally. So I think having a slower build-up time, maybe 2 to 3 hours, 4 hours, slowing down the Blood Moon event is probably better, because otherwise it's just going to be impossible to level up in this zone. And let's be real, getting from 30 to 40, you spend a lot of time in STV. STV is a pretty pivotal zone. There's a lot of XP to be had in STV. So it would be a shame if STV is just like functionally unplayable as a result of this new world event, if this is to be believed. But that's kind of the deal with this world event. Guys, let me know what you think about this. Do you think it's true? Is it not true? What about this are you concerned about? What are you not concerned about? What are you excited about, etc.? Drop a comment, drop a subscribe, and we'll see what happens. I'm sure we're going to hear about this in the next couple days, get a confirmation on this, because Phase 2 is coming out in, what, a week and a half? 2 weeks from now. So anyway, thank you for watching as always. Stay safe. I appreciate it.